Good morning. It's July 31st, last day of July in 2021. Already pretty warm this morning. Just go up to 30 today, I think. I thought I'd take a turn downtown again, which I did last Saturday. Was that last Saturday? I think it was last Saturday. This time, though, we'll start, well, actually early in the week, maybe. I don't remember when I did it. I walked sort of the long way along the avenues as opposed to along the streets. From College to 13th. So what I'm going to do is walk up to Victoria, walk east on Victoria, west on 12th, east on 11th, west on Saskatchewan Drive, and home. That's the plan. So a longitudinal study of downtown Regina on a warm Saturday morning. Actually much warmer than I thought it would be. It's a long weekend. In most parts of Canada, Monday is a holiday. They call it Saskatchewan Day here in Saskatchewan. It should just be called Civic Holiday, I think. It's kind of boring. But now it's Saskatchewan Day. So lots of people will be out camping. Not us. We're not campers. Don't have a cabin at the lake. We're just here. Well, my daughter's off with some friends at a lake, but us old people are just here. Doing my walks, doing my work, working on the Tangled Stars. Only about 150 pages to go of revisions on this pass. I'll have to go through it one more time and then I'll submit it to DAW Books for publishing sometime next year. I don't know exactly when. Considering I'm late, I hope it's still next year. Well, they did ask me for a description of it to go into material for the sales force, so I know it's in the works. It has a wisecracking cat in it. That ought to sell copies. Everybody likes a wisecracking cat. I hope he's on the cover. He has to be on the cover. You got to put the cat on the cover. Heck, at one point he ends up as the captain of the starship, so he's got to go on the cover. I guess we'll walk up Albert to get to Victoria. But I think I'll cross over to the other side when I can, because the shade will be on that side. It is warm. If you're there on Facebook or YouTube, say hi. Yesterday's Facebook feed, for no reason I can tell, stopped cold about 11 minutes in of my walk around the lake. I have no idea why. Usually it's the YouTube feed that goes down and the Facebook one stays up if I'm going to lose a feed, but not yesterday. No, I guess I won't cross over here. Already missed this light. It'll be changing before I'd get across. So walk up this way. Past the Royal Saskatchewan Museum building that used to be a government telephones building, was its original function. Beautiful old building inside. And it now has labs and scientists working on fossils and all that kind of stuff. Very cool. I've only been in there once, I think. Next up is Leopold's Tavern. the other side, that's where I bought my wedding ring when it was a goldsmith, but now it's, I think there might still be a goldsmith in there, but it's not the same one. And in any event, it's also a mystery, like a escape room. Not that there's been any of that going on recently. I don't know if they've reopened or not. Here's where we buy gas, as I often point out. Thai garden over there. Not a restaurant we eat at very often. We tend to go to Viet Thai, which is a bit further up the street here. Why does it keep wanting to point at the sky? It's wandering over to that, in that direction. I don't know why. Or because I pointed at stuff over there. This lot's been empty forever. I think it had a gas station on it once, and maybe that's made it unattractive for anybody else. It probably has buried tanks that would have to be dealt with or something like that, if that's what it was. Class X Studios here, where my daughter danced and then worked for much of the last few months anyway. I think they're having a summer dance intensive, or have been. Doesn't look like there's anybody there right now. Well, bodega, I think maybe it is open, but only in the evening, my daughter said. I've never seen it open since everything closed. I used to like to come here. It has no opening hours on it, but there's patio furniture and lights upstairs. I guess I'd have to check their website. I still haven't found a good... Oh, wait, here's a good place to cross. It's going to turn right now. Well, that unfortunately means we don't go by the window of the cat cafe. Hadn't thought about that. Sometimes there are cats in the window. Depends on whether they're open or about to open. I think the cats live in a back room. I think there's one asleep in the sunshine. Yeah, there's cats over there. Oh well. Maybe I'll catch them on the way back. Excalibur Cat Cafe, the Nouveau gallery next to it. Hi, Roger. Shadier on the side. Fire hall number 1 with the red roof here. There's where we tend to get our Viet food. Viet Thai, I mean, Thai and Vietnamese food. William A. White Fire Station. I don't know who that was, but Credit Union Center. Cathedral Social Hall, also a place I go occasionally to write in the afternoons if I just can't stand being at home anymore. GMS, Group Medical Services, is their little storefront, I guess you'd call it here. Sticks out from the brick, stands out from the brick. For your supplementary health insurance needs. And of course, used to be a department store, was a few other things, and is now part of Viterra, which used to be the Saskatchewan Wheat Pool. I'm going to go straight up here because I'd like to walk down the other side of Victoria. Although, it depends on whether I catch this light or not. And it just changed, but I don't know if it'll be long enough for me to get across or not. This is an art thing they do in Regina. They're painting, artists have been painting these junction boxes here. Oh, I think I can still make it. Used to be a hotel there. The Plains was torn down, was supposed to be the tallest building in Saskatchewan, condo, apartment, hotel complex. Never got built. They dug a hole, never built it. My publisher, Coteau Books, used to be over there, but they went bankrupt. One of my publishers. They were the ones who published the Shards of Excalibur series, which I now publish through Shadowpaw Press. Courthouse over there. Fashion Suite, a popular restaurant, coffee shop restaurant. And of course over here we have City Hall. Is the fountain going? I think it is. We'll go a little out of the way for the fountain. There you go, Regina City Hall. I worked up there in the 15th floor, I think, for a few months as filling in for somebody on maternity leave or adoption leave. Maybe that was maternity leave. As a communications officer. Long time ago now, 94 I think it was. Yeah, I know it was 94 because I have a commemorative wine glass from the City Hall Christmas party that year. So obviously I went to the Christmas party. And that's the only reason I would have gone. All for apartments over there. I always like the looks of those, although they're hard to see from this direction this time of the morning. Over here is Metropolitan United Church. That's a very pretty blue bush. Pretty little garden along here that they keep. Mostly I've been in there for musical performances. My own or other people's. A nice little garden here that you can actually walk into and around. Bird bath. A little bench you can sit on. I don't quite know what the orange, well maybe, don't know for sure what the orange ribbons represent. possibly the children from residential school, but I'm not 100% sure. Probably. That's First Baptist there. Nice old church with a dome that makes for good acoustics for music. There's Victoria Avenue over here. They're setting up for the farmer's market on the other side of that, so I don't know if I can walk through there or not, or if I would want to with that many people around when I come back that way. Land Titles building, originally, very important at one time. I don't know what all is in there, but the Sports Hall of Fame is in there. Victoria Park. And you have the Hotel Saskatchewan. Used to be Hotel Saskatchewan Radisson Plaza, but now it's a Marriott. Part of their signature collection, I think they call it. There's the cenotaph down there. And then the building with all the scaffolding is Task Power, which is being worked on. I don't know exactly what they're doing. Working on the facade, I guess. Used to play with Alice a lot in that when she was much littler in that playground. So far nobody has said hi on YouTube. Usually I get somebody about now, but don't know. Hard to believe there's something more interesting than watching me walk around Regina to do on a Saturday morning, but I suppose it's possible. I'm on the sunny side of the street actually right now. I guess it's a little bit more to the south, the sun, and directly ahead. Days are getting shorter. Oh, this is the federal building here. Not much to see over there right now. Queen City Cakes. The coffee shop next to it is one where I have written many chapters of many things. Rude Awakening used to be called Atlantis. I should go in there and do some more writing again now that it's open. Probably will in the fall. Steakhouse over there is a classic steakhouse. Next to it is Crave, used to be the Assiniboia Club, sort of the premier men's club for many years. Men as in, you know, movers and shakers. Back in the early 20th century. That's the Motherwell building, which is now condos. I think it used to be an office building. Victoria Tower there, which I presume is condos or apartments. I don't really know. I've never been in that one. And over here we have the Ramada. The rooftop restaurant over there, which as you would think has a nice rooftop deck, but I've never been up there. I've been in the restaurant, but I've never been on the deck. Oh, they're watering the plants. Up there. Never been up there. Here's the Ramada. Sask Energy building over there. Natural gas. I send them money every week. Not every week, every month. We have a gas fireplace. It's the only thing we use gas for in our house. Someday maybe we'll get a gas stove. It's supposed to be better for cooking. Okay, here we are on Broad Street. That's the Doubletree over there. It used to be called the Regina Inn. And I suspect a lot of people still call it that. Japanese restaurant. Chateau Tower, I presume it's condos, apartments. I don't really know. Could be office building. I have no idea. And get a view of downtown starts to open up over here. Delta Hotel is actually the tallest building in Regina. I remember doing a science column on top of it, talking about skyscrapers, I think. That's what we talked about up there. Back when I did the science column for afternoon edition with Colin Brewer for a few years, we would get out of the studio as much as we could and record things, so we'd go to various fun places. And one of them was from the top of the Delta Hotel there. Ah yes, I remember it well. Did some even more fun things. I remember riding a toboggan while being recorded and going skating to talk about the science of things like that. Long building down there, the other side of the parkade is a hotel. Office building over here, an older one that's been renovated at some point. And then this used to be the bay, that's what I remember it as being. It was renovated and now has, among other things, Harvard Broadcasting in it, as you can see. TD Bank coming up. Oh, I think somebody has said hello on YouTube. I just can't read it because of the sun. Let's see if I can find a bit of shade here. Didn't really find any. Oh, it's Kirk from Vancouver. Hi, Kirk. Century Plaza, I guess, is the name for the whole building. This is going to take us to the farmer's market. I guess I could walk through with it. I think the farmer's market, oh, it probably just opened at 9 o'clock. Probably is open now. Hamilton Street. My eye doctor's just down there. This is the third of the three towers. Used to be the Twin Towers, and they built this one, Hill Center 3. I remember sitting at a coffee shop over there and watching them build it while I was working. Yeah, I don't think I want to walk through that crowd with the camera, so I will go across and walk through the park just a little south of it. Anyway, that's the farmer's market ahead of us. walk to the south of it here. This doesn't look like a easy place to push through with the camera, and people might not appreciate it. We're on Scarth Street now. Farmers Market over there. There's food trucks over here for the market. So we're in north end of Victoria Park here, walking through the grass.
Well, I'm already planning
City Square, I think they call this. I've been trying to think. Used to just be a street. They turned it into this. Not everybody is happy about that, but it's been done. City Hall ahead of us again. Here it is from this end. That's the public library over there. I was writer in residence there about 10 years ago. So I went in there every Wednesday and had appointments and worked with wannabe writers. Then I did it again in Saskatoon 2019-2020, although I had to finish it at home for the last 3 months, March, April, May. So there it was 2 days in the office, and I went up I went up Tuesday, spent Tuesday, Wednesday with my evening hours, because you have to have some evening hours for people who can't come in during the day on Tuesdays, and then would come home on Wednesday afternoon, weather permitting. I think I stayed up there once when the weather looked really nasty, because it was in the winter, a lot of it. I really enjoyed it, but unfortunately I've done both libraries, and there aren't really any more options to do more in Regina. Arcade for the City Hall there. And this is the oldest building downtown coming up. All Saints Anglican Cathedral. At least it was a cathedral. I think it's still called a cathedral. Oh, I see a note. I just can't read it. Have to wait again until I find some shade. I like it. It has a certain medieval quality to it that appeals to the fantasy writer side of me. It's not really medieval, of course, 19th century, but harkens back to Gothic churches, a much older era. around, you can see the whole thing, more or less. Back to Albert. We're about halfway now on today's planned excursion. Oh, here's some shade. Maybe I can see. Audio is great, but visual is fuzzy. I don't change anything, so I don't know what's going on there. You know, I can do this. Just in case it's just a fuzzy lens, but I never change anything. I just walk, and it's funny that the signal changes from time to time. And again, like I said yesterday, the Facebook feed died 11 minutes in, and YouTube was fine, which is weird too. Because if I'm going to lose a feed, it's usually YouTube, not Facebook. This only, like it only streams at 720, so if you blow it up too much, it will be fuzzy. There's that too. The recording's at 1080, but even 1080 on a big monitor will look fuzzy, since there's way more pixels than that across the screen. But it'll look sharp when I put it on the TV. Well, my old TV, which was a 1080, the new one's a 4K. But the new one also upgrades the signal, or upgrades the image as best it can. All right, now we will go down 11th. I'll walk down this side because I don't particularly want to run into the main bus loading area. Oh, it's probably not too busy this morning yet. There's also it's shadier on this side. There's SGI, Saskatchewan Government Insurance, in the gold building. Saskatchewan Writers Guild used to be in the basement of this building, but that was a long time ago. Renaissance retirement living here. Been in there once. I could stream on 1080 on YouTube, I think, but because it also goes to Facebook, I think that's why it's restricted to 720. I don't know that for sure. Well, I know some people do 4K on YouTube. I don't know if that's live or not. I don't know what the bandwidth requirements would be for that. High, I would think. Various stores along here, usually of this more funky variety, like vintage vinyl coming up here on the right, and Hemp Emporium. Don't know what the connection between old rock and roll and rope making equipment is, but that's a joke. Perhaps I should explain. Oh, somebody new. Laurel! It's a nice morning, a little warm. Not too much haze from smoke this morning. Nope, gonna have to wait for this one, I think. There's the SGI building over there. This is one of the old office buildings built by Story and Van Egmond, or designed by the architectural firm of Story and Van Egmond. This is a Sastel building over here, switching equipment, largely. I guess I could have walked. Those cars were coming so slowly up on my right. If they'd been driving at a normal speed, they would have gone through the light. SGI. Hudson's Bay next to it. I say there used to be a restaurant in here. Now it says Bubble Tea. So it's still a Chinese restaurant, I think. Yep. Down there. Never been down there. Then in this building, former bank, we have one of our nicest restaurants, Avenue. Part of Dale McKay's empire. Dale McKay was the first winner? I think he was the first winner of Top Chef Canada. Oops. Another old bank there, Merchants Bank of Canada, and then Cornwall Centre is what's in the next complex here. Comic readers. I did a book launch in there once. I think for Lake in the Clouds. The third of my Shards of Excalibur books. Starbucks over there, very important. There's the front of the Cornwall Centre. This is the old City Hall Mall here. Should be the old Post Office Mall because it was originally the Post Office, but it was City Hall for a while. Yogamala, Starbucks. Royal Bank of Canada, where I do most of my banking. Got the Royal on that corner and the CIBC on this corner. Used to be a Scotiabank over there, but it moved. But there's still another bank on the next corner on this side. HSBC has moved in there. I think that used to be the TD, so it's like musical banks. Royal Bank's been there forever. Well, not forever, but for as long as I've been aware of it. I like the geese here. This is where old City Hall was, the original City Hall. Then it was turned into a shopping mall. I mean, that was torn down, and they built something called the Galleria, which was a shopping mall, which for some reason never really worked. And eventually it was converted into the Alvin Hamilton building here, which is the main federal office building. If you got to see a man about the taxes, you might be going in there. Actually, that's not true. Revenue Canada has its own building.
Now, what is that? Whoa.
I'm just live streaming my walk around town on the internet. This will take us back to Broad. Then we'll go up to Saskatchewan Drive, and that will be our walk home, more or less. There's nobody coming. I can cross here and save myself a walk. Crosswalk. That's, I think, Canada's largest Tim Hortons in this building. One of the largest. The tower up there is on the old number 1 fire hall, which now has other things in it. Oh, no need to walk to the corner. I'll cut through the parking lot. Canada Food Inspection Agency is apparently in this building, as well as Tim Hortons. There's been various things in those buildings over the years. That over there was our government bus service main building, STC, Saskatchewan Transportation Company, but it closed due to losing money hand over fist. So there's no bus transportation really anywhere. And Greyhound, I think, is gone too now. It's a nice building. I like taking the bus out of there. But I think the police are doing something with it now. For a training facility or something like that. It says, the sign says something about police college or something like that. Another hotel. Wyndham. This one. That brown building over there is one of the oldest around here. I think it dates back to very early in the 20th century. Okay, apparently my mic died. So again, it's not charging the way it's supposed to. This is a brand new one. If I can't trust this thing, I'm gonna have to get a new one. So hopefully you can hear me now on just the microphone on the phone. That's very annoying. Why isn't it charging? Well, I have another combination of mic and charger I can try. So, sorry if you missed anything there. That's the main post office is basically all I mentioned, and that's the Saskatchewan building behind me, where my wife is an engineer. This is the very exciting Cornwall Parkade. I assume you can hear me now, so Kirk, if you're still there, tell me you can hear me. Or somebody tell me you can hear me. The white bump over there is Mosaic Stadium. Somehow the mic is not being fully charged, and that's why I got a new one. I just don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on. I have to play with it some more. Hopefully I can figure it out. Maybe the problem wasn't the old mic, maybe the problem was the old charging box. And I used the old charging box. Okay, audio is back, but of course now I'm just on the microphone on the camera, so it's going to be different. It's not necessarily bad, but it's different and not as, if I turn my head or there's a lot of ambient sound, it can go kind of wonky. And of course wind noise is usually worse. So I don't know how much audio I lost there, but oh well, it is what it is. CJME and other radio stations in here. I've been in there a few times. Once I played Santa Claus for a phone-in show in there. I played Santa a few times. Here and there for this and that. Never in like a mall situation, but in shows of various sorts. We got CJME, Z99, Jack FM. Train tracks to right over there. Mosaic Stadium, which apparently is sold out for the first Rough Rider game on August the 6th. I wonder how many people will actually be there. A lot of that sellout will be season ticket holders, and whether they attend or not might vary from season ticket holder to season ticket holder. We're not going to be there for the first game. We have season tickets. This is the Empire, one of our lower level bars. I've never been in there. And back to Albert, and then we'll head home from here. Cross over to the other side whenever it makes sense. for the octopus. Used to be a coffee shop here, but it's been this flow print for a long time now. In here, but that was way back when there was still a movie theater on this next corner, which of course, as I pointed out before, or maybe I didn't, but anyways, this has what, Indigenous services, and it's got condos, I think, up on top. Well, there's construction on the other side, so I'll stay here for the moment. All over there, it looks like they've been working on the sidewalk. So there is no sidewalk, so definitely not the place to walk right now. It's the second time walking downtown I've had sound. At least this time I caught it more quickly, thanks to Kirk. I like to cross over to the other side, so I'll wait for the light there. You want your passport, you get it in there. Oh yeah, good idea. Walk over here on the concrete in front of the big plate glass windows in the warm sun. Great choice. Carpenter's Place, this is called. Regs Taylor's over there, cleaners where we do our dry cleaning. Well, we don't do it, they do it for us. More plate glass and concrete. I have to walk down this side so I can walk by the Cat Cafe in a couple of blocks. Very important. Really, and there's a tunnel there for your cold weather needs going into the credit union here. This is Connexxus Credit Union. And again we have the Terra, formerly Saskatchewan Pool. Formerly an department store at one point. Changed while I was pushing the button. Has a lot of nice decoration on it, complete with gargoyles up above. The C.W. Sherwood building. And all these great carvings along here. These little alcoves look like they were supposed to have statues in them, but I don't know if that was ever done or what else might have been in there. Potted plants, I guess. Over there going down to downtown, or up to downtown actually, if you think of north is up, and that was up to downtown on that side, and now down from downtown on this side. Heading due south at the moment. There's your Cathedral Social Hall. Not yours, ours. There's one in Saskatoon too, just across from the Esborough. Framing store, and then Via Thai. This brings us to 13th. Nobody's pressed the button, but I will cross anyway because it's green. Nouveau gallery coming up here. We've bought art here and gone to openings and such over the years. Not open at the moment. Here's the Cat Cafe. Anybody to say hi to? Ah, they're all gone. Oh, nope, there's one. Hello there. First Presbyterian Church where we got married and where I've sung many a time. Not recently, but at one point this was where the University of Regina Chamber Singers had their concerts and I was singing with them, so. Built the same year as our house, 1926. I'll actually walk down here, so I'm going to go over a block now. Get away from Albert Street. Maybe I'll walk down the alley. Won't that be exciting? Do I know how to show my viewers a good time or what? I've driven down this alley many times. Recently, because Alice was working at the studio and I would drop her off in the back before she had her driver's license. Condos over here to the right. The second SaskTel office building ahead of us. And the one downtown is the third one. That's the back of the studio. There's other things on the second floor. They have the main floor in the basement. Getting close to home now. I think just to be different, I'll go down one more block and maybe walk through the school playground to get home. I've walked along the Crescent many times. Apartment for rent. If you like the neighborhood, you could live here. I'll walk down this alley. Never walked down this way before. The apartment building at the end. Parking for the apartments over here. Oh, it's funny, I don't think I've ever walked down this little piece of alley, even though I drive by it constantly. We'll go through here. So that's the Davin School playground ahead of us. And just for fun, we'll walk through the playground. I haven't done that in a while. I think I only did it once, actually. This gazebo here, my wife was involved with its construction when she was on the homeschool committee and the Davin Home Tour Committee, which was you visit people's houses. It's a fundraiser, and most of the funds over the years have gone to the playground. This is the back of the school. So out here with my daughter a lot too when she was little and playground focused. And one time they had an outdoor skating rink here. First time we took her skating was right here, kind of behind our house, but they closed that down at some point. These swings are new since her day. And those. So almost home. Two cars in the alley in the short time I've been walking in it. It's unusual. That's why you don't ride your bike on the sidewalk. That's just a good reason for it. I don't think there was a good reason for a guy that age to be riding on the sidewalk. Okie dokie. Stop there. So thanks for walking with me. I'm sorry about the loss of sound. I'll look into that. I don't know how much was dropped, but anyway, that's my walk downtown today. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.